It's not only adults who need to look after their mental health. An increasing number of children, particularly girls, are suffering from anxiety and depression. Caitlin, a young teenager who has been helped through an unusual friendship.
This is Stable Life in Selkirk in the Scottish Borders, a charity that's more than just a riding centre. And the name is appropriate because here they've found that working with horses can have a big impact on children's health, happiness and stability. Caitlin,
hello.
Good to see you.
You too.
And who's this?
This is Lackey.
Hello, Lackey. What's Lackey like? Looks very friendly.
Very friendly, yes.
Now, you were suffering from anxiety.
Yeah.
Where did that stem from?
When I was in primary school, I got bullied, and I just think it came from there and didn't really want to speak to anyone or be around anyone. No one wanted to be my friend. Very alone, didn't want to go out of the house.
And how was your schoolwork affected by this?
It was affected a lot because I had dyslexia and dyspraxia, so I think that affected my confidence.
A really hard time for you?
Yeah.
And you go to church?
Yeah.
How did that help?
It helped quite a lot because I could go and speak to them about how I felt. Yeah, okay, the saddle.
It was at church that Caitlin met Vanessa, who works here helping young people with a variety of mental health problems, using horsepower.
When you're working with a horse, you have to communicate with it in a way that he understands. So actually changing the way you approach the horse means that quite often any anxieties or tensions that you have slip away because you're so focused on the animal and making friends with the animal. That's it, well spotted. Ponies weigh you up. They don't judge you, but they do weigh up whether they're going to be safe, whether you're going to look after them. Everything a pony needs, a human needs.
Yeah.
The pony needs food and nutrition. The pony needs exercise, and the pony needs to have fun. It also helps the young people reflect on the way they behave. So for example, somebody who's big and noisy and brash, a pony wouldn't like that. A pony would be frightened of somebody behaving like that.
Now aged 14, Caitlin has grown in confidence. So she came here. What changes did you notice in Caitlin?
A big difference. The amazing change in her personality. The people were amazing, and it really brought wow back into Caitlin's life again.
Did you pray?
Yeah, we did pray because you pray for your children to be safe and happy. As we were given Vanessa, our prayers have been answered. Yeah, definitely.
How have Lackey helped you?
I think it's just me trusting her because I didn't really trust anyone after I got bullied. I didn't have to worry about being judged because I did something wrong because you had people here to help.
Everybody's good at something. Sometimes it takes a little while to find it. The ponies are really good at finding it. So God's planted it and the ponies help the young people find it. Very clever. Teamwork.
4 of us will have problems with mental health in our lifetime, but it's often difficult to recognise someone who's having a tough time. Sean has been to meet a well-known reverend and Strictly contestant who knows only too well how it feels to be on the edge of despair.
The Reverend Richard Coles is known to millions as a priest, a presenter and a pop star. But his journey to the pulpit via a career in pop has not been an easy one. As a teenager, he found himself in a very dark place. I've come to St Albans Church in Holborn in central London to find out what happened. Richard, what was your life like as a teenager?
I kind of reached a period of really profound crisis in my life at about the age of 16 or 17, which sort of coincided with the realization that I was gay in an era when that was not something that was easy to admit. It was a kind of sense that I was at odds with the world and always would be, and that became unbearable. And very consciously took an overdose, fortunately not enough to kill me, but enough to, well anyway, I woke up in hospital wondering what was going on. That was the point which enabled me to access really good psychiatric care and got better.
You were a staunch atheist at the time. Would the faith that you have now have helped you?
I couldn't have the faith I have now if I hadn't been a staunch atheist. And I grew up in the Church of England world. I was a chorister at an English public school, but never believed any of the content at all. That seemed to me to be quite obviously a fairy tale. But I was nonetheless, I think, felt very much at home. Eventually that became so insistent that I needed to reconnect with it, and it was a friend of mine sent me here to St Albans, Holborn, and I came in as a sceptical, uncomfortable, unwilling spectator, and I left as a participant. And I knew that I was loved, actually. That's what it was. It was a classic Protestant conversion. And again, that sense of being in the dungeon. There's a mural of that over there, and being caught in the dungeon, all of a sudden, my chains broke free.
And can it be? Why is that important to you?
It's Wesley's great hymn about that moment of conversion, of feeling the love of Christ breaking the chains of the prisoner, flooding the dungeon with light, and that was exactly the experience I had here, so it's important to me.
What's the church's attitude towards mental health?
Any parish priest will tell you that quite a chunk of the passing trade, if I can put it that way, is people who are in mental distress. Perhaps people who once would have been treated as inpatients in psychiatric hospitals or asylums, whatever it was. That's not the model now. And of course, we're not health professionals. We can't prescribe. We don't have the necessary skills to diagnose or anything like that. But what we can do, and I think it's really important, is we can listen.
There'll be people watching this who will feel exactly the same as you did as a teenager. What would you say to them?
Hang in there, seek help, talk about it. God loves you.